My child, if these words have reached you today, do not treat this moment as ordinary. Do not hurry past it as if it were just another message, another voice, another passing thought in the noise of your day. Some moments appear simple on the surface, yet carry the weight of heaven within them. This is one of those moments. You did not arrive here by accident. You did not pause here by coincidence. You were not drawn to these words for no reason. Before you even understood why your heart needed to hear them, I was already preparing this encounter. I saw where you would be. I knew what you would be carrying. I heard the questions stirring quietly within you and felt the silence weighing on your spirit. I knew the exact hour when your soul would need to be reminded that I am still speaking, still reaching, still calling, and still near. That is why I have brought you into this moment. I interrupted the rhythm of your day not to frighten you, but to awaken you. I placed this message before you not to burden you, but to draw your attention back to what truly matters. There are things your heart has been trying to understand. There are thoughts your mind has turned over in the quiet. There are prayers you have not always had the words to speak. Yet I have heard every one of them. I know the hidden questions behind your smile. I know the heaviness you carry without explaining it to anyone. I know the longing inside you for a sign, a confirmation, a whisper from heaven reminding you that your life is not drifting without purpose. And now I tell you, this is that whisper. This is not random. This is not empty encouragement. This is a divine appointment. Long before this day appeared on the calendar, I had already written this moment into your story. I knew when your eyes would meet these words. I knew when your heart would pause. I knew when something deep within you would recognize that this message was not merely being spoken to the world, but reaching directly for you. So do not harden your heart. Do not dismiss what you are feeling. Do not tell yourself it means nothing. Many people pass by sacred moments because they expect them to arrive with thunder, but often I speak through stillness. Often I call through a sentence that stops you. Often I reach through a quiet stirring that makes you feel, deep within, that heaven has drawn near. That is what is happening now. I am calling you to be present. I am asking you, just for this moment, to lay down the distractions pulling your attention in every direction. Set aside the noise of yesterday. Set aside the pressure of tomorrow. Set aside the voices that have made your spirit restless. I want your heart here with me now, fully awake, fully open, fully willing to listen. There is a reason you are reading this in this season of your life. There is a reason these words have found you at this exact time. You may not yet understand the full meaning of it, but your spirit has been prepared for this encounter. Even the restlessness you felt before this moment was part of the preparation. Even the questions you could not answer were making room for my voice. Even the silence that seemed confusing was clearing space for what I am about to speak. My child, I do not waste moments. I do not move without purpose. When I draw you near, it is because there is something I want to place before you, something I want you to receive, something I want you to remember before you take another step. You have been searching for clarity in many places, through people, through circumstances, through signs, through the approval of others, and sometimes through your own understanding. But there are truths only my voice can settle within you. There are burdens only my presence can quiet. There are directions only I can reveal when your heart becomes still enough to hear. That is why I am asking you not to run from this moment. Stay with me. Let these words reach deeper than your ears. Let them move beyond your thoughts and settle into the place where fear, hope, doubt, and faith meet. I am not speaking to the version of you that pretends to have everything together. I am speaking to the real you, the hidden you, the weary you, the waiting you, the questioning you, the hopeful you. I am speaking to the part of you that has silently asked, Lord, are you still with me? Are you still guiding me? Is there still meaning in what I am walking through? Before I reveal anything else, I want you to understand this. The fact that you are here is already part of my answer. I have drawn you close because I do not want you to move forward disconnected from my presence. I do not want you to keep carrying your days as though you must figure everything out alone. I do not want you to keep mistaking delay for abandonment, silence for absence, or uncertainty for failure. This moment is my invitation for you to turn your attention back to me. Not later, not when life becomes easier, not when every problem is solved. Now, right here, in the middle of your current season, with all its questions and unfinished chapters, I am calling your name. I am asking you to listen with trust, not because you understand everything, but because I do. I see the road behind you. I see the place where you stand. I see the path ahead that you cannot yet see. Nothing about this moment is misplaced. Nothing about my timing is careless. I have chosen this hour to reach you because your heart is ready to receive what I am about to speak. So breathe deeply, slow down, let the noise fall away, let your spirit become still. Heaven has leaned close to you today, and I am speaking with intention. This is not merely a message meant to inspire you for a few minutes. It is a holy interruption meant to turn your heart toward me again. I have brought you here because there is something sacred I want to begin within you. Do not walk away from it. Do not rush through it. Receive this moment as a gift, because I, the Lord your God, have arranged it with love, purpose, and perfect timing. My beloved child, now that you understand this moment is not an accident, I want you to hear the truth at the heart of everything I am speaking over you. You are seen, you are loved, and you are chosen, not because the world has applauded you, not because you have proven yourself to everyone around you, not because you have lived without weakness, doubt, failure, or mistakes. You are seen because my eyes have never left you. You are loved because my heart has always been turned toward you. You are chosen because before the world ever knew your name, I already knew you, formed you, and placed purpose within your life. Long before anyone had an opinion about you, I had already spoken value over you. Long before you tried to become enough for others, you were already precious to me. You were not created casually. You were not placed on this earth as an afterthought. Every part of who you are was shaped with intention from the depth of your heart to the way you think, feel, hope, dream, and endure. There are qualities within you that did not come from chance. Your compassion, your sensitivity, your hunger for meaning, and your ability to keep moving forward even when the road feels heavy are not random parts of your personality. They are signs of my hand upon your life. I formed you with care. I gave you a soul that feels deeply because there are people in this world who need the kind of love only you can carry. I gave you a mind that searches for truth because I knew you would never be satisfied with a shallow life. I placed within you a hunger for purpose because you were never meant to simply exist. You were meant to live with meaning, to shine with my presence, and to reflect something of my heart in a world that often forgets what love looks like. Do not let the world convince you that you are ordinary. Do not let rejection make you believe you are unwanted. Do not let the silence of people become the measure of your worth. Human approval rises and falls. People may misunderstand you today and praise you tomorrow. Some may overlook the very beauty I placed within you because they are too distracted, too wounded, or too limited to recognize it. But their inability to see you clearly does not change who you are. Their absence does not cancel my presence. Their rejection does not erase my choosing. Their words do not have the authority to rewrite what I have already declared over you. I want you to stop measuring your value by the way others have treated you. You are not the names they called you. You are not the mistakes they remember. You are not the moments when you felt small, forgotten, or unwanted. You are mine. You belong to me, and nothing in heaven or on earth can remove the worth I have placed upon you. When I look at you, I do not see someone insignificant. I see my child. I see a life carrying eternal meaning. I see someone marked by purpose, surrounded by grace, and held by a love stronger than any storm. You may look at yourself and see flaws, unfinished places, unanswered questions, and parts of your journey that still do not make sense. But I see the full picture. I see what I planted in you. I see the gifts still growing beneath the surface. I see the strength you do not always recognize in yourself. I see the tenderness you tried to hide because life taught you to protect your heart. I see the courage it has taken for you to keep believing, keep standing, keep hoping, and keep reaching for me even when you did not feel strong. My child, you are not invisible. There has never been a day when I lost sight of you. In crowded rooms I saw you, in quiet places I saw you. When others were too busy to notice what was happening inside you, I saw you completely. You never had to perform for my attention. You never had to compete for my love. You never had to become louder, stronger, richer, more successful, or more impressive to matter to me. You mattered from the beginning. You mattered before you accomplished anything. You mattered before anyone celebrated you. You mattered before you understood your own purpose. I chose you with full knowledge of your story. I knew your weaknesses, and I still chose you. I knew the days you would stumble, and I still called you mine. I knew the questions you would ask, the fears you would face, and the seasons when your faith would feel fragile. Still, I placed my love upon you. My choosing is not fragile like human approval. I do not withdraw my love when you are tired. I do not turn away when you are still growing. I do not abandon you because you are not perfect. I am the one who forms, restores, teaches, strengthens, and completes what I begin. So do not despise the process of becoming. Do not look at your unfinished places and assume they disqualify you. I am not finished with you, and what I have begun in you carries a beauty you have not yet fully seen. There is a calling over your life that no one else can fulfill in the exact way you can. There are people you will touch through your words, your kindness, your testimony, your faith, and even your quiet presence. There are spaces where your light will matter. There are moments ahead when someone will need the wisdom I have shaped in you, the compassion I have grown in you, and the hope I have kept alive within you. This is why you must not look at yourself through the lens of comparison. Another person's path cannot define yours. Another person's success cannot diminish your assignment. Another person's gifts cannot cancel what I placed in you. I did not create you to be a copy. I created you with a distinct rhythm, a distinct voice, a distinct journey, and a distinct purpose. You are not behind in my eyes. You are not forgotten in my plan. You are not lost in the crowd of humanity. I know you by name, and I call you with love. Let this truth settle deeply within you. You are seen when you feel unnoticed, loved when you feel unworthy, and chosen when you feel overlooked. You do not have to fight for a place in my heart. You already have one. You do not have to beg me to remember you. I never forgot. You do not have to prove that your life matters. I gave it meaning before your first breath. Lift your heart and receive what I am saying. You are my beloved child, created with intention, covered by grace, and marked with divine worth. The world may not always recognize you, but heaven knows your name. I know your name, and my voice over you is final. My beloved child, come closer now. There are places in your heart you have carried quietly for far too long. There are memories you rarely speak of, wounds you have tried to keep hidden, and tears you have wiped away before anyone could see them. You have learned how to keep moving even when your soul feels tired. You have learned how to smile while carrying pain no one around you fully understands. You have told people, "I'm fine," when deep inside you were wondering how much longer you could keep holding everything together. But I want you to know this. None of it was hidden from me. Not one tear escaped my notice. Not one silent prayer disappeared into the air. Not one ache in your heart was ignored. I saw the nights when you felt alone, when the room was quiet but your thoughts were loud, when your heart kept replaying the words that wounded you and the moments that changed you. I saw you lying awake, wondering why certain things happened the way they did, why some people left, why some prayers seemed unanswered, why some doors stayed closed even after you had hoped, waited, and believed. I heard the questions you did not know how to speak. I heard the sighs that came from a place too deep for words. I heard the prayers that were only tears, the prayers that were only silence, the prayers that were only your heart whispering my name because you had no strength to say anything more. Do not think I was far from you in those moments. I was closer than you realized. When the darkness felt heavy, I was there. When disappointment settled over your spirit like a shadow, I was there. When your heart was bruised by betrayal, misunderstanding, rejection, or loss, I was there. I did not look away from your pain. I did not dismiss it as small. I did not tell heaven to ignore what broke your heart. What hurt you mattered to me because you mattered to me. Every tear that fell from your eyes carried meaning before me. Every time you tried to be strong while feeling weak inside, I saw the courage it took. Every time you kept going when you wanted to give up, I saw the weight you were carrying. Every time you encouraged someone else while secretly needing encouragement yourself, I saw the quiet sacrifice of your heart. My child, there were seasons when you felt unseen by people, but you were never unseen by me. There were times when others misunderstood your silence, but I understood it completely. There were times when they judged your reaction without knowing the battle behind it, but I knew the whole story. I knew what you had survived. I knew what it cost you to stand there. I knew the grief behind your quietness, the fear behind your hesitation, and the exhaustion behind your strength. You have carried pain from careless words, broken promises, love that did not protect you, people who should have stayed but walked away, and moments when you needed tenderness but received distance instead. I saw it all, and I want you to understand this. My presence was never absent just because your heart could not feel it. Sometimes pain becomes so loud that it makes my nearness hard to recognize, but I was still holding you. I was in the breath that helped you make it through another day. I was in the strength that rose within you when you thought there was none left. I was in the quiet peace that came, even for a moment, when everything around you felt uncertain. I was in the unexpected kindness, the small sign, the gentle reminder, the inner whisper that told you, keep going, you are not finished. You may have thought you were surviving alone, but I was carrying you through more than you knew. I saw the battles you fought in secret, the battles against fear, discouragement, loneliness, anxiety, and doubt. I saw the moments when your mind became a battlefield and you tried to silence thoughts that made you feel unworthy, forgotten, or afraid. I saw you trying to be faithful while your heart was tired. I saw you trying to trust while your circumstances felt confusing. I saw you trying to believe in my goodness while life gave you reasons to question. And still, my love never turned away from you. I did not reject you for your questions. I did not condemn you for your tears. I did not distance myself because your faith trembled. I am not afraid of your weakness. I am not offended by your honesty. I am the Father who draws near to the brokenhearted, the shepherd who searches for the weary, and the comforter who sits beside the wounded until they can breathe again. So bring me what you have hidden. Bring me the disappointment you have tried to bury. Bring me the names, the memories, and the moments that still ache when they come to mind. You do not have to pretend with me. You do not have to make your pain sound smaller than it was. You do not have to dress your wounds in beautiful words before you place them in my hands. I already know, I already saw, and I am not asking you to carry them alone anymore. My child, I was there when you cried in silence. I was there when you wondered whether anyone truly cared. I was there when rejection made you question your worth. I was there when fear whispered that nothing would ever change. I was there when you felt forgotten, delayed, overlooked, and tired of waiting. And in every one of those moments, my heart was turned toward you with compassion. You were not abandoned. You were not ignored. You were not a forgotten soul wandering through life without my attention. You were held, even when you felt broken. You were covered, even when you felt exposed. You were loved, even when you felt unlovable. Let this truth begin to heal the places wounded by silence. I saw every tear, I heard every prayer, and I stayed with you through every hidden battle. Nothing you suffered was invisible to me. Nothing you endured was too small for my care. Nothing you carried was beyond my reach. Rest now in the truth that I know your whole story, and I have never stopped loving you in the middle of it. My beloved child, I want you to understand something your heart has needed to hear for a long time. Your pain was not wasted. The things you survived were not meaningless. The seasons that stretched you, tested you, humbled you, and brought you to your knees did not happen outside my sight or beyond my power to redeem. I know there were moments when you looked at your life and wondered why the road had to be so difficult, why certain doors closed, why certain people changed, why certain prayers seemed to take longer than you expected, why you had to keep walking through places that felt too heavy for your spirit. I know you have asked questions in the quiet that you were afraid to say out loud. You wondered whether the struggle had a purpose, whether the waiting was leading anywhere, whether the heartbreak would ever make sense, whether the disappointment had only delayed you or perhaps even disqualified you from the life you hoped for. But listen to me closely. What wounded you did not have the final word over you. What tried to break you did not destroy you. What looked like an ending was not the end of your story. Even in the places where you could not see my hand, I was working with love, wisdom, and patience. I was not wasting your tears. I was not ignoring your confusion. I was not standing far away while life pressed hard against you. I was present in the pressure, steady in the fire, faithful in the silence, and near in the moments when you thought you had no strength left. There were things I allowed you to walk through, not because I wanted to harm you, but because I knew what I could bring forth from you. Gold is refined in fire. Seeds grow in hidden soil. Strength is often formed through resistance. Faith grows deeper when it learns to trust beyond what the eyes can see. You may have wanted me to remove every painful thing immediately, and I understand that longing. A loving heart does not enjoy suffering. A weary soul naturally cries out for relief. But there are moments when I do not simply take you out of the process because I am doing something within you that is greater than comfort alone. I was teaching you to stand when life shook. I was teaching you to hear my voice when other voices grew loud. I was teaching you to depend on my presence when familiar support disappeared. I was teaching you that your identity cannot be built on people, possessions, success, approval, or perfect circumstances, because all of those things can change. I was bringing you back to the foundation that cannot be shaken: my love, my truth, my promise, and my presence. My child, every trial has carried a hidden classroom. Every delay has taught patience. Every rejection has revealed where you were still searching for worth in human approval. Every loss has shown you what can never be taken from your soul. Every season of uncertainty has invited you to trust me more deeply than before. I did not waste any of it. Even the mistakes you regret are not beyond my redemption. Even the chapters you wish you could rewrite can become places where my mercy shines. You may see only the scar, but I see the testimony forming beneath it. You may remember only the pain, but I see the wisdom that pain has planted. You may think of what you lost, but I see what I preserved, what I strengthened, and what I am preparing to restore in the right time. Do not let your past convince you that you are ruined. You are not ruined. You are being shaped. You are not abandoned. You are being led. You are not buried. You are being planted. There is a difference between something being hidden and something being forgotten. There were seasons when your growth was hidden, when no one saw the battles you were winning inside, when no one applauded the courage it took for you to keep praying, keep believing, keep forgiving, keep showing up, and keep breathing. But I saw it all, and I was using those unseen victories to strengthen your spirit. The world often celebrates what is visible, but I work deeply in what is hidden. I build roots before I reveal fruit. I strengthen the foundation before I raise the structure. I develop endurance before I open the door to greater responsibility. This is why you must not despise the season that felt slow, lonely, or confusing. You were not standing still as much as you thought. You were growing in ways your eyes could not measure. Your compassion became deeper because you learned what pain feels like. Your faith became more honest because it had to wrestle through real questions. Your strength became quieter, steadier, and less dependent on applause. Your heart became more sensitive to others because you know what it means to need gentleness. This is part of the beauty I have been forming in you. What the enemy intended to use as a weapon against you, I am turning into wisdom. What was meant to make you bitter, I am transforming into compassion. What was meant to silence you, I am shaping into a testimony. What was meant to make you give up, I am using to prove that my grace can carry you beyond the place where human strength ends. Do not rush to condemn the chapters that hurt you. I know they were painful. I know they were not easy. I know some memories still ache when you touch them. But I am the God who can take broken pieces and create something holy. I am the God who brings beauty from ashes, rivers from dry places, and purpose from pain. I do not call your suffering good, but I can bring good from what you suffered. I do not delight in your wounds, but I can heal them and make them speak of my faithfulness. I do not minimize what you endured, but I will not allow it to define your ending. My beloved, your pain has been preparing you for a depth, a wisdom, and a purpose that comfort alone could never produce. You are becoming someone with a heart that knows how to trust me in the dark and still believe that morning will come. You are becoming someone who can carry my presence with humility, tenderness, and strength. You are becoming someone who will one day look back and see that even when the path was hard, I was guiding every step. So do not curse the process. Do not surrender to regret. Do not believe the lie that your painful seasons were empty. I have been working in them, through them, and beyond them. Nothing has been wasted. Nothing has been lost beyond my reach. Nothing has been too broken for my hands. The fire did not consume you, it refined you. The storm did not erase you, it strengthened you. The waiting did not destroy you, it prepared you. And when the time is right, you will understand that I was not only bringing you through the pain, I was preparing you for the purpose that comes after it. My beloved child, after everything you have walked through, I want you to lift your eyes and listen with expectation. A new season is beginning. The weight of former days will not remain over you forever. The silence you thought meant nothing was happening was filled with unseen movement. The waiting that tested your patience was not empty. The closed doors that confused you were not proof that I had forgotten you. I have been working beneath the surface, arranging what you could not arrange, preparing what you could not see, and aligning what you could not control. Even now, before your circumstances fully reveal it, a shift has already begun. Heaven has not been still concerning you. My hand has not been idle. My promises have not expired. The ground beneath your life is moving in ways your natural eyes may not yet recognize, but your spirit can sense that something is changing. That restlessness you have felt is not always a sign of confusion. Sometimes it is the stirring that comes before transition. That deep longing for something new is not meaningless. Sometimes it is my spirit awakening you to the truth that you are no longer meant to remain where you have been. You have been in a season of endurance, but now I am leading you toward a season of release. You have carried heavy things, but now I am teaching your hands how to receive. You have stood before doors that would not open, prayed over situations that seemed unmovable, and waited in places that felt forgotten. But I am the God who opens what no one can shut, and when my timing arrives, no resistance will be strong enough to hold back what I have ordained. Do not let past disappointment define what the future must look like. Do not assume that because something did not happen before, it cannot happen now. Do not let yesterday's closed door become today's unbelief. I am not limited by what delayed you. I am not intimidated by what opposed you. I am not confused by the obstacles that looked impossible to you. What seemed blocked to your eyes can open in a moment when my hand moves. What seemed too late can become perfectly timed when I step in. What seemed lost can be restored in ways that carry my signature so clearly you will know it was me. My child, the season ahead will require you to walk with renewed faith. You cannot carry the expectation of breakthrough while still holding tightly to the belief that nothing will ever change. I am asking you to make room in your heart for a different outcome. Make room for answered prayers. Make room for divine connections. Make room for unexpected opportunities. Make room for peace where anxiety once ruled. Make room for clarity where confusion once lingered. Make room for movement in places that have been still for a long time. This does not mean you must force doors open or strive in your own strength. It means you must position your heart in trust, believing that I am already ahead of you, preparing the way. There are paths I am clearing that you have not yet seen. There are conversations I am arranging that have not yet taken place. There are people I am preparing to cross your path at the right moment. There are answers forming even now, though they have not yet reached your hands. You have looked at certain situations and thought, how could this ever change? But I am not asking you to know how. I am asking you to trust who. I am the one who makes a way in the wilderness. I am the one who brings streams into dry places. I am the one who calls light into darkness and hope into places that feel lifeless. Your responsibility is not to control the entire outcome. Your responsibility is to remain close to me as I lead you step by step. The breakthrough that is coming will not always arrive the way you imagined. Sometimes I answer by opening a door. Sometimes I answer by closing one that would have harmed you. Sometimes I send a person. Sometimes I remove a person. Sometimes I speed things up. Sometimes I slow things down so the blessing will not crush you before you are ready to carry it. But in all of it, I am faithful. Trust the way I move, even when it does not match the plan you formed in your own mind. My timing is not careless. My delays are not neglect. My redirections are not rejection. I know what belongs in your future, and I know what must be left behind. This new season will also require you to release the identity of survival. You have had to be strong for so long that you may have forgotten what it feels like to breathe with hope. You have learned to expect difficulty because difficulty has visited you often. You have learned to guard your heart because disappointment has made you cautious. But I am gently calling you out of the posture of always bracing for pain. I am teaching you to expect my goodness again. I am teaching you that the next chapter does not have to repeat the last one. I am teaching you that you can move forward without carrying the fear that everything good will disappear. What I am beginning in your life is not fragile in my hands. So do not shrink back when the first signs of change appear. Do not sabotage the blessing because it feels unfamiliar. Do not reject peace because chaos became familiar. Do not close your heart to joy because sorrow stayed too long. I am making room for new beginnings, and I want you to walk into them with courage. You will begin to notice small signs of movement, moments that remind you I am near, opportunities that appear at the right time, strength rising within you when you expected weakness, and peace entering places where fear once spoke loudly. Do not dismiss these signs as coincidence. They are reminders that I am working. They are early glimpses of the greater change unfolding. A new season often begins quietly before it becomes visible to everyone else. A seed breaks open underground before anyone sees the harvest. Dawn begins with a small light before the whole sky changes. So be attentive, be prayerful, be ready. I am not only bringing you out of what was heavy, I am leading you into what has been prepared. The doors meant for you will open with my authority. The burdens that were never yours to carry will begin to lift. The confusion that clouded your mind will give way to direction. The fear that made you hesitate will lose its grip as faith rises within you. My child, this is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of a new chapter. The pain had a purpose. The waiting had a purpose. The preparation had a purpose. And now the shift has a purpose too. I am moving you from endurance into expectation, from heaviness into hope, from delay into divine alignment. Stand ready, not in panic, but in faith. Keep your heart open. Keep your eyes lifted. Keep your spirit sensitive to my voice. The breakthrough is already in motion, and what I have begun I will bring forward in the right time, in the right way, for my glory and for your good. My beloved child, as this new season begins to unfold, I want you to prepare your heart for the ways I am going to provide, restore, and move on your behalf. Do not limit me to the methods you can imagine. Do not measure my power by the resources currently in your hands. Do not look at what appears empty and assume nothing can come from it. I am the God who brings abundance from little, direction from confusion, healing from brokenness, and life from places that seemed beyond repair. What looks insufficient to you is not insufficient to me. What feels too late to you is not too late for my hand. What seems impossible in your understanding is still fully possible in my presence. I am not bound by your circumstances, your past, your limitations, your connections, your finances, your strength, or the opinions of those around you. When I choose to move, I can create a way where there was no visible path. I can place provision where lack has been speaking loudly. I can restore what time, pain, distance, and disappointment seem to take away. I can touch what no human hand could fix and breathe life into what you thought was finished. I know the areas of your life where you have felt stretched thin. I know the needs you have carried quietly, the bills that worried you, the responsibilities that weighed on your mind, the decisions that felt too big, and the places where you wondered if there would ever be enough. You have looked at your resources and asked how they could possibly meet what is in front of you. You have tried to plan, calculate, save, stretch, and hold everything together, yet still felt the pressure of not knowing how the next door would open. But hear me clearly. I am your provider. Your supply does not begin and end with what you can see. I can send help from unexpected places. I can open opportunities that were never on your schedule. I can give wisdom that leads to increase. I can connect you with people who carry answers, favor, and direction. I can multiply what you surrender into my hands. Do not despise the small seed, because when it is placed in my care, it can become more than enough. Provision is not always only money, though I know you need practical answers too. Sometimes provision is strength for the day. Sometimes it is peace in the middle of pressure. Sometimes it is wisdom at the exact moment you need to choose. Sometimes it is protection from a path that looked good but would have led you away from my purpose. Sometimes it is a person sent at the right time, a door opened at the right moment, or a delay that saves you from something you could not see. I provide in ways both visible and hidden, and I want you to trust that my care reaches every detail of your life. Nothing is too small for me. Nothing is too complicated for me. Nothing is beyond my reach. I am also moving to restore what has been broken. There are parts of your story that still feel unfinished. Relationships that left questions behind, dreams that lost their strength, hopes buried under disappointment, and pieces of your heart that have not felt fully whole. You may have wondered whether restoration was still possible, whether too much time had passed, whether too many words had been spoken, or whether too much damage had been done. But I am the God of restoration. I do not merely return things to the way they were. I make them whole in a deeper way. Sometimes restoration means healing a relationship. Sometimes it means giving you peace, even when the relationship does not return. Sometimes it means reviving a dream. Sometimes it means replacing what was lost with something better aligned with the person I have shaped you to become. Sometimes it means restoring your joy, your confidence, your prayer life, your courage, and your desire to believe again. Do not define restoration too narrowly. Let me restore you in the way my wisdom knows is best. I know what should be repaired, what should be released, what should be renewed, and what should be replaced. Trust me with the process. I am also releasing healing into the places that have been wounded for a long time. Some wounds are visible to others, but many are hidden beneath your strength. You have carried disappointments that changed the way you trust. You have carried words that echoed longer than they should have. You have carried memories that still affect your peace. You have carried fear from seasons when life felt unstable. But I am not only concerned with your outer life, I am reaching into the inner places too. I want to heal the part of you that learned to expect abandonment. I want to heal the part of you that became afraid to hope. I want to heal the part of you that keeps rehearsing what went wrong. I want to heal the part of you that has been carrying blame, shame, and questions that were never meant to become your identity. My healing is gentle, but it is powerful. I do not rush into your wounds carelessly. I touch them with love. I bring truth where lies took root. I bring peace where fear has been sitting. I bring light where confusion has lingered. I bring freedom where pain has tried to define you. My child, there are battles you have fought in your own strength for too long, and now I am reminding you that the battle is not yours alone. I am stepping into places where you have grown weary. I am strengthening you where you have felt weak. I am breaking chains that have held your mind, your heart, your habits, and your hope. Strongholds that seemed immovable are not stronger than my power. Patterns that have followed you for years are not greater than my grace. Fear, discouragement, addiction, anxiety, bitterness, doubt, and despair do not have authority over the life I have claimed as mine. You will begin to notice burdens lifting in ways you cannot fully explain. You will feel clarity returning where confusion once clouded your thoughts. You will feel courage rising where fear once spoke the loudest. You will find the strength to say no to what once controlled you and yes to what leads you closer to me. This is not coincidence. These are the fingerprints of my spirit working within you. And when miracles begin to unfold, do not overlook them because they arrive quietly. A miracle can look like a phone call you did not expect, an apology you never thought you would hear, an opportunity that comes at the exact right time, protection from something you did not know was dangerous, peace in a situation that should have overwhelmed you, or strength to keep walking when you once thought you could not take another step. I am weaving signs of my faithfulness into your daily life. I am reminding you that I have not been absent, and I have never stopped working for your good. What I release in your life will not be for your blessing alone. It will become a testimony. Others will see what I have done and recognize that my hand has been upon you. Your restoration will speak hope to the broken. Your provision will speak faith to the worried. Your healing will speak courage to the wounded. Your freedom will speak light to those still bound. I am turning your story into a witness of my goodness. So receive what I am doing with humility, gratitude, and faith. Do not explain away my movement. Do not call my miracles luck. Do not reduce my provision to chance. When doors open, give me glory. When peace returns, remember my nearness. When healing begins, trust my love. When restoration unfolds, recognize my hand. I am providing, restoring, healing, and intervening because you are mine, because my promises are faithful, and because your story is still being written by the one who knows how to bring beauty, purpose, and life from everything placed in my hands. My beloved child, now that I have spoken to you about the new season, the breakthrough, the provision, the restoration, and the miracles I am bringing forth, I want you to understand this. Your heart must be prepared to receive what my hand is releasing. Do not think of preparation as striving, forcing, proving, or trying to make yourself worthy of what I have promised. You do not earn my love, and you do not purchase my goodness through perfect performance. Preparation is the quiet work of surrender. It is the sacred choice to align your heart with my voice, to let go of what weighs you down, to guard your spirit from what pulls you away, and to walk forward in faith even before everything becomes clear. I am not only interested in changing your circumstances, I am forming you within them. I am not only opening doors around you, I am strengthening the person who will walk through them. I am not only sending answers, I am teaching your soul how to remain rooted in me when the answers come. So listen closely, because what I am asking of you now is not a burden. It is a loving invitation into deeper peace. First, remain in prayer. Do not allow the noise of life to pull you away from the secret place where your spirit is renewed. Prayer is not a religious routine meant to impress me. It is the place where your heart meets mine. It is where fear loses its volume, where confusion begins to quiet, where strength is poured into weakness, and where you learn to recognize my guidance with greater clarity. Come to me honestly. Come when you feel strong, and come when you feel empty. Come when you have words, and come when all you can bring is silence. I am not measuring the beauty of your sentences. I am receiving the sincerity of your heart. Speak to me about what troubles you. Give me your questions, your hopes, your anxieties, your gratitude, and your uncertainty. Do not wait until you feel spiritually perfect before you come near. Come near, and let my presence restore what life has drained from you. Along with prayer, guard the voices you allow to shape your heart. Not every voice deserves access to your spirit. Some words may sound practical but only plant fear. Some opinions may sound wise but lead you away from my peace. Some people may speak with confidence while carrying confusion, bitterness, jealousy, or unbelief. Be gentle, but be discerning. You cannot walk in clarity while constantly feeding on noise. You cannot hold my promises firmly while allowing every doubtful voice to pull at them. Step away from conversations that leave your soul heavy without purpose. Turn down the volume of comparison, criticism, fear, and endless distraction. Make room for my voice again. My spirit often speaks in a whisper, not because I am weak, but because I draw close to those who become still enough to listen. When you quiet the unnecessary noise, you will begin to sense my direction more clearly. You will know when to move, when to wait, when to release, and when to stand firm. My child, trust my timing. This is one of the hardest lessons for a heart that has waited long, but it is also one of the most necessary. Do not confuse delay with denial. Do not assume that because something has not arrived yet, I have forgotten it. I am never careless with time. I am aligning details you cannot see, preparing people you have not met, closing paths that would have harmed you, and strengthening places in you that must be ready for what is coming. If you rush ahead of me, frustration will meet you. If you stay close to me, peace will lead you. Do not compare your journey with someone else's. Their season is not your measurement. Their open door is not proof that you have been overlooked. Their blessing does not reduce what I have prepared for you. I write every story with wisdom, and I know the pace that will protect your heart, mature your faith, and bring forth fruit that will last. Be patient with my process. Be faithful in the small steps. Keep doing what I place before you today, and trust me with what is not yet in your hands. I also call you to release unforgiveness. I know this is not easy. I know the wounds were real. I know there were words that cut deeply, actions that disappointed you, betrayals that changed how you trusted, and losses that left marks on your heart. I am not asking you to pretend it did not hurt. I am not asking you to excuse what was wrong. I am not asking you to return to unsafe places or give careless access to those who have not changed. Forgiveness does not mean denying the wound. It means refusing to let the wound become your prison. It means placing the offense into my hands and trusting me to deal with what you cannot fix. Bitterness may feel like protection at first, but over time it becomes a chain around your own soul. Release it to me. Let me carry the justice, the grief, the anger, and the unanswered questions. As you forgive, I will not only free them from your judgment, I will free you from their hold. Let go of fear as well. Fear has tried to make your future look unsafe, your calling look impossible, and your next steps feel too risky. It has whispered that you are not enough, that you will fail, that you will be abandoned, and that nothing good will last. But fear is not your master. I have not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. When fear rises, do not entertain it as truth. Answer it with faith. Remind your heart that I go before you. Remind your mind that I am your protector and provider. Remind your spirit that you are never walking alone. Faith does not mean you never feel fear. It means you choose my promise over fear's prediction. Finally, release self-condemnation. Stop punishing yourself for what I have already forgiven. Stop replaying old mistakes as though shame can rewrite the past. Stop believing that your failures are stronger than my mercy. When you came to me, I did not turn away. I covered you with grace. I washed you clean. I called you mine. If I do not condemn you, why do you continue condemning yourself? Learn from what happened, but do not live chained to it. Let repentance lead you into freedom, not endless shame. Let my mercy become the voice that guides you forward. My beloved child, prepare your heart by staying near to me, listening for my voice, trusting my timing, forgiving what has wounded you, refusing fear, and walking in the freedom of grace. The future I am leading you into requires a heart that is open, surrendered, and anchored in faith. You do not have to know every detail. You only need to know that I am with you. Pray, trust, forgive, release, and rise. Walk forward with confidence. Because I have loved you from the beginning, I am guiding you now, and I will be faithful in every step ahead.